Then we have some more complex types of integrations, and we've just recently began to have a relationship with Sendmail, and we had a number of customers that have approached us and talked about what this product does and said that they're doing some pretty interesting things, but we need that information to come into Archer to help to look at a much bigger picture. So instead of me trying to tell you about what Sendmail does, I've asked Glenn, who's the Chief Operating Officer for Sendmail, to join me on stage for a couple minutes here and let him just take you through. So Glenn, who's Sendmail? What does Sendmail have to offer?
Well, thanks for having us, by the way. First class here. Everything makes me feel like I'm here for the Grammy, so I don't know if I get anything. But Sendmail is a California-based company that I think the simplest way for this audience to kind of know what we have been doing in our tradition and our heritage is that we're the connection between the internet and your email system. So many of you are our customers and don't know it, because every email that goes in and out of your enterprise passes through some Sendmail plumbing, to kind of make it simple. So what we provide is basically policy management and security for email, which is anything coming in and anything coming out.
Right. So if I was to send an email and I was to include my wife's social security number in that, is that something that you could track?
Yeah. Now what's interesting is Archer, being a policy management company and the best solution in the marketplace, we believe we are the best policy management solution for email, in that you can actually monitor, track, report, enforce, or have any kind of knowledge about what's going on in any email. That includes the content of the message, an attachment to any message, or even header information that's in an email. And any way you could find out what's coming in, what's going out, and you can do it in real time. You can find out after the fact or even while it's occurring.
So you have the ability to search for keywords, is that what I understand?
Keywords, phrases, locations, personalities, any kind of attribute.
Excellent. So and I think what our two companies have started to do is you provide this great appliance that provides that type of capability. And I know that a team of your people were on site at our location for about a week. And looks like what we're showing you here on the screen today is they've built out an application inside of Archer that tracks all of the information that you track from a Sendmail perspective.
Yeah, what's exciting about this, I think, for the Archer community is that this works within the Archer framework, the Smart Suite framework. So you don't have to be a messaging person or anybody in the back room that we traditionally sell to or work with, but you have the ability with the integration to basically have the information in the Archer system as to what's going on in messaging in your company. Very, very powerful. I believe it's a first, and I believe it's right on what you need to do, because I don't know if everybody knows that studies show that 1 out of every 5 emails industry-wide contains some legal, financial, or regulatory risk. And that can even go any further and say in electronic messaging, 90% of violations are in email or any kind of policy. So you have the ability now with the integration within the Archer framework to basically find out what's going on in messaging and apply those policies within the Archer framework to messaging.
Excellent. And I think that then once you would fill out a form like this and you would determine the type of violation that came into Archer, you can very easily attach that back to the incident solution if it's something that you do need to follow up with, and then use your current incident management process or methodology that you have in place and to treat this no differently.
Yeah, and I think a final kind of interesting point is many of you actually have a Sendmail plumbing in your email back room and probably don't even know it, so you can take advantage of this right away. It's sitting right there. A lot of the customers that are in the room and people on the screen are actually Sendmail customers in a different way. And many times the compliance and risk and management people don't talk to the messaging people, right, or don't know how to even get the things done. So I think this is a perfect marriage.
Excellent, excellent. We appreciate your time. Thanks, Glenn. So I wanted to highlight Sendmail today because I think it's just the beginning of the types of relationships that we're going to be able to form to help solve problems that you have today. And we ask that keep sending us great companies like Sendmail of things that you want to do, and we'll bring them into Archer Labs. We'll spend a week with them to teach them about how to build out applications in Archer that map back to the things they need to do. And then we'll teach them how to use our data feed service architecture to map that data in so that instead of you needing to use an API to bring that data in, it's all plug and play. You just download the information that you need, work with the vendor, and bring that in. Very quickly, I want to run through just the last two sections of the Archer Exchange. The services section has to do with service providers that can provide very specific industry knowledge in certain areas to you, but also have a certain type of expertise as it relates to Archer. And for them to be a member of the Archer Exchange, there's three important attributes that we look at first. First off, they have to attend our 5-day certification course. They have to achieve a score of 90% or higher. To do that, they have to have at least one person in the organization that is certified. If you would like to know who those people are in that organization that are certified, so that you're making sure that you're using those consultants, we're happy to tell you. If you'll give us a call, we'll put you in contact with the people at the provider that can give you that information as well. The second item is that they have to provide a service that's valuable to you. So we're not just going to clog this up with a bunch of people providing services. We're trying to look at providers that you're already using to solve certain problems that have expertise, and to let those providers come into the community. And then the third piece, which is most important for us, is that we don't want to give you, our valued customer, we don't want to put in front of you a vendor that we don't think is going to provide the same level of service that we ourselves can provide back to you. Right? So we're going to be doing and are doing our due diligence and working with providers that are there, but at the same time, there's a review system for each of these things that I'm talking about, from application to content, integration, and services. And you can go in, and on a scale of 1 to 5, you can rate them, and you can actually add a description. And other members of the community can actually view those descriptions that you write. Now, Archer will be moderating those to make sure that they're fair. We don't want you to put things out there that we don't think is fair to a vendor, but it's going to allow you to see if other people are using that vendor and how happy they are with that application, service, content, whatever that might be. The fourth item on the exchange is content, and this one's actually pretty simple. It's going to allow you to help us build relationships with content providers that you need content to fuel the success of certain applications that you have in place, and to ensure that that content is in a format that can be consumed by Archer right out of the box. So we'll try to do the heavy lifting and the legwork with those providers, so that it's very easy for you to just drag and drop or to download the content back into the system. So with that, I think this is the most exciting thing that we've done as a company, and the possibilities are endless, meaning that it's up to you on where we go with this. Do we have next year, when we have this conversation, 100 applications that we're talking about, 200 applications, 300? The service providers, the integrations that are there, it's all about this community pulling together, building an ecosystem for you, and then working with us to determine who should be a part of that ecosystem.